matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Kuno's got this!
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. He's almost exquisite in his ugliness.
Oh yeah, nappa gumpy, Kuno!
Can't talk, pig! Shit's coming up strong! Throwing rocks?
Shit coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous. You should hang out with this kid and see what that juicy shit is all about. I mean drugs. The kid's on drugs.
Yeah, Kuno, ride the lightning,
Kuno's riding it, see?
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake at him, Kuno!
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener. All right, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. Fuck do you want with it? Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno's Kuno, pig.
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third-person perspective as a shield.
The fuck are you calling a third person?
He looks slightly confused, but proud he came up with that retort. But right as he's getting distracted...
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you! Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
Help! He's got the Kuno, help! Yeah? Get out of here before the Kuno beats the shit out of you.
Yeah, that's right. Drag your fat ass...
Don't listen. Just go.
Bang! Got fucked by the Kuno. We alright? You wanna get fucked again? Come back.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come, looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come... I'm going away for a long, long time.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
I come from the woods, good Davidu. You don't want to go there with me.
You don't be traumatizing here. Get the fuck...
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow. Cop's gonna blow, Kuno.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one...
He's about to blow. Cop's gonna blow, Kuno.
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth. More... feel a great force ringing from your stomach. Your body curls and pushes it until a pool of vomit lies under your feet and your throat stings from the stomach acid.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it. The hangover is clearly making these worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head. Sure you do. You just threw up a lot. Sure you do. You just threw up a... If you can handle the headache. Some officers use it to deal with cadaverine odor. There is freight nearby, east of the hostel. They usually have a smaller... There's a greenhouse here, and a
Pretty clever.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow
There he still is, looking.
Active decay.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
It's raining again. It was clear just an hour ago. Sure, I'm done with it. Go easy on that stuff. It gave me...
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The boy... There he still is, looking.
Active decay.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
The ammonia only makes it worse. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Nor does the wind right now.
The weight is reassuring, like a crenel on solid fortification.
I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder. Okay, you've said it. You needed to say it. And now that you have, you need to get your shit together. Then the world will turn away from you and leave you behind. No. You will get your shit together.
You're sure this has not affected his impression of you in a good way? For a moment, the hanged man appears to smile.
Bitch fight, see? Bitches are at it.
Bitches about to kill each other,
We should go and do something else. Give it half an hour. Then come back when you've gotten...
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it for special bonuses and effects.
This post-Levantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized. There is a hollow, saddened ring as you kick the Levantorie mail collection box. It sounds betrayed, in disbelief even. Your toe has suffered damage.
Cool. You really showed that mail collect...
He does not actually think it's cool. If anything, the lieutenant feels sorry for the poor box. He's leaning in to inspect the layers of graffito that deface it. The lieutenant pats the box, ever so dodged the bullet there. He must see the box as the weaker of the two, and you as a bully. Something he doesn't stand for.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open. Are you interested in a new and exciting book? It's a bookstore, sir.
Books? Postcards? Easy. Even a kid would know all of this. Don't be a fool. As an expert, it's your duty to tell what you know.
Sir, are you okay? You've been standing here silently for a while now. Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books. It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad. Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir. It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Those are unhappy books for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end. I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum. I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though. No, I don't know. Yes, she knows books.
What was that? An idea for an unfinished novel stuck somewhere in your forebrain? You clearly have issues you need to address.
Maybe some about other books? Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers. I think that's why people read them, to find...
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
But it does make the famous people more famous. Okay, sir. My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open.
A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counters. She covers her face, smiling, but she's cold.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad to help Mum out with the store.
Welcome to Crime, Romance and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plesa. Be welcome, and please take...
A golden pendant hangs around the woman's neck, in the shape of what looks like a tiny fish head trapped in amber.
I am the proudest owner of our little shop.
She has fine-tuned her voice to find the most welcoming approach for attracting new customers. It doesn't work.
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl? Wonderful! Did you talk to her? Great! On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books off?
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
Come now, it's not personal. It's about proper sales practices and market research. I expect an answer. My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette. You must be kidding. There's nothing like that happening. Good sir. What does a young child do with money anyway? No, I save it for her, as a fund. She's...
Slap the cuffs on her. Such criminal behavior would not happen in more developed countries.
Those countries will realise they've raised a lazy and spoiled generation. Are we done with the jokes now?
Yes, we've had quite enough fun here. Right.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. Every now and then, she nudges her glasses. This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says, why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty? Your money disappears into the coin slot. A clunk, the ring of metal. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry, different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab grey shape, like a ghost. The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft, its leaves ripped from it by the winter wind. The little brave birch tree seems to wave back in the wind. The little brave birch tree seems to wave back.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilite. The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks. A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word Onuk, written on the other side, with that's Kuno on the lens. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast. You know this to be the star of Pericarnassus, or the Cairo. The central symbol, the church looks old and weather-worn. A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat.
Good morning, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM. I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure...
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. The lieutenant...
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my...
It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. I believe the official title is Senior Labour Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took... Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates. What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens, no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan.
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
Mr. Clare told him to... fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator. Mr. Clare has worked...
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. Every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means. She nods.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first. Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood. He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. Why? The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to organize labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections.
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions... And your opinion, detective, if I may ask. I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is... Of course, officer. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman,
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help? Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. we should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope my...
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please. Oh, dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RC.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. She's a negotiator. Just float a favor at her. Insinuates.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very...
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason. The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue. This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation. Maybe this is all her plan. She might have heard about you.
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. but do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand for her information on the lynching. I wouldn't go that far. Her reaction did come off as sincere to me. I think she's just quick to adapt. She's a professional, after all.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pine.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes remain. Saint-Baptiste, elyssium, an unknown entity known as Brightest Star. She nods.
Why, yes I am. Good. Of course, Detective. Take care.
Yes?
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
This felt wrong. Wrong like touching your sister's breast. You threw your sister's breast.
Mon Dieu! Good job, officer. That was an excellent throw. What are you talking about? You just executed a pretty much perfect pétanque throw.
How are you ever going to get the officer's shit off your nose, Gaston? Or even climb out of his ass?
The man in the uniform says nothing. His merry partner is staring at the lieutenant is looking at you. His face is expressionless.
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I am in Martinez. The union is the law. So can you really blame them? Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary,
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties. But you must agree that nature, in her infinite wisdom, has made men more fit to perform certain... Really, officer. Match an average woman against an average man in a... Gender equality is a very noble, very modern idea. But in real life, primal roles prevail.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do...
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. The Caprice Kinema. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the frequency tableau lights up, and the soft purr of electrical kittens, radio waves.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you?
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st Precinct here. I'm putting him on.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in. Over.
A scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle, smoking, with a large white. The man uses relay code. You've got this. You're a cop, and cops know relay code.
10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. What's your... 10-18, state your message, sir. Ten-9, over. Ten-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Over.
Is it him? What does he want?
Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
He what? He lost his badge? Who lost his badge?
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge. Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
He says this has probably happened to other policemen before him and laughs sarcastically.
Oh goddamn it! Is he fucking kidding? The whole station's gonna be dicked for.
Satellite Officer Vikmar is wondering if you might be joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation of the entire station. Over.
Mullen dicked us.
10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your...
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge.
What's going on?
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his what?
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
He asks you to please stop saying he lost his badge.
Why? Did he find it?
Sergeant Orson was wondering if you found your badge yet. Over.
You don't have a comeback. Sorry. It's hard to think like this.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it. "10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over.
New heights even for Captain Sober.
Ask him. Ask him if he's lost his gun, Dick.
Sergeant Orson wants to know if you...
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you? No. It's gone. It's...
Don't sweat it, Bratan! You don't need a gun to have fun!
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
Even before you can get the words out, everything gets scrambled in your brain.
He says he didn't lose his gun. Or his fun, whatever that means.
Ask him to describe it. His gun. Not his fun. Just a gun.
Satellite Officer McLean
Oh, request a description, huh? We'll give him one. Describe the plasma gun.
He says it's just a regular gun.
Sounds like he's being deliberately vague.
Detective Mullen has done it again.
Oh, dear God, he lost his gun.
This isn't really a laughing matter.
Mac can face a giant of Coco Nur by himself.
Oh, I can't. Fuck.
I'm not going to.
Ask him.
Sergeant Orson here is wondering if you are still in possession of your genitalia. Over. That's a negative. Not going to say that. Over.
What's he saying? Share with the class.
He said he sodomized your mother.
The prick ate Mama's vanilla waffles at the captain's birthday party. Some nerve he's got.
Sure her vanilla waffles were the only thing he ate?
Shut up, Chester. This isn't funny. This is my... Tell him to apologize.
Sergeant Orson requests that you apologize for the claims you made about his mother. Over. Mac, he says you shouldn't have antagonized the Firewalker in the first place.
Who?
Satellite Officer V. I'm afraid he might be referring to himself as Firewater, sir.
Firewater? He's lost it. Fuck it. Tell him to find his goddamn badge and gun.
That Satellite Officer V. I'm going to report that you are in pursuit of your service weapon. Over.
In pursuit of his...
Officer, do you need further assistance? Over. Ten 4, I hear you. I don't have...
What does he want now?
He's asking for my...
Is he fuck?
I don't think he is.
Don't give that asshole anything. He's just gonna drink it all.
Alright, that's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. He says it's important.
He isn't getting...
Request denied, sir. Over. He says he's in...
Well, I guess he'd better crack the case before...
Vigmar said...
Who cares what this Vic may said? Pull on there. Enough, officer. This begging is below your dignity.
Anything else, sir? Over. Okay.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through. You're going to be looking at a straitjacket if you tell everyone you lost your men.
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question.
What? What is it?
He wants to verify the information on his...
But of course, it says Dick Mullen, High General of the Red...
Tell him to stop wasting time.
What do you need, sir? Over. 10.
You probably don't want to continue on this road.
Come again, sir. I didn't get that. 10-9. Over. Understood, sir. Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over.
18 kilometers to the south, in the 41st Precinct's relay booth, a small crowd has gathered around Communication Officer Jules. The small room is filled with cigarette smoke, abuzz with laughter.
What is going on here? Did something happen?
What happened is my partner made contact. It's not good. He's lost his...
Mac, the torso Torson, is finger-fucking his fist.
Yeah, Mullen was fucked, alright. Sounded...
Yeah, Mac's right. This was some gnarly...
Enough! None of this is funny. It's fucking sad. That's what it is. He's a cop.
We must help him.
Yeah? How do you fucking plan to do that, huh? Get him off the...
I just know we can't give up on him when he's at his weakest. He wouldn't.
Mac, man the door. You know what he told me? I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. This shit does not leave this room. Not a word of this to the captain. Or anyone else. We'll give him a couple of days.
I guess I can hold off the report for a few days.
Good. Okay, everybody. Nothing but a prank call here. We all got our laughs. Now get...
Far north, on the other side of the motorway, the officer quietly hunches with his hand in the motor carriage. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled.
There's no use pressing the hit button. It won't start without...
Translation. We're not going... Alternative translation. Don't even think you can draw a metallic drawer.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of...
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work. It's robust, weatherproof, lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand. The handles are long and the pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm...
gander and a hunter and a gatherer.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
From another planet.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philip III." Not a good track record of mental health in that family. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal. Not a good track record of mental health in that family. Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip, well, he blew through the whole national treasury. Starting his own maladministration foreshadowed the fall. Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber. He called it the Sol.
The man certainly knew how to live.
But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction. You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry, he was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy. That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later. His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him connect with the higher. Beneath the cold waters of the original was blown apart by communism. Most historians think some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly. People in Martinaise tend to disagree. Those critics might have it wrong, though. There's more to Philip III, not that he ever did in life either.
Bastards! We have a right to work! Hold up and stay frosty, everyone.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down. Good. We're fighting. Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence. Rights of people.
His manner of speaking is wooden, the tone of voice bland and uninspired, almost as if compiling replies from a set of learned phrases.
Maybe you should ask them the question. We have families to feed you.
So do we, Scab.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. You try. I know nothing about a murder.
The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable...
What are you talking about?
Yes, he's...
Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
Why not? I see numerous reasons not to pick a side in this local matter.
Pity.
Let us work!
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working. If main gate's locked, it would take... And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is. Why don't you go arrest them?
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home. At least for now. If you can.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge. Honest men and women with we came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If Union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
What's it to you? Big mess caused by Union greed. But
every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this fighter for jobs. He seems a more brutal, cunning, and suspicious person. Just a hunch.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? We're done here. I have a strike to break.
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer. The beauty, the truth, the poetry of it all.
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. But I guess you already know that.
Don't ask, don't look, don't do anything here. Just go away. Get back to work.
No, Frit only sells legal drugs, like the law says. Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look.
What's that magazine she's reading?
You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale. Yeah, they're kind of boring, but, you know. I don't know. Frit? A 7 to 11 grocery store. I think they think that the extra tea makes it funkier.
The story goes that normal Fritta with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Vredefort, was already taken. So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement.
Okay.
She looks up from...
Yes, what we have is there, in the medicine cabinet. Go take a look yourself. I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so... Not really. No. I didn't know him at all. I don't know, really... long.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around.
Okay. Uh-huh. I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there. Uh-huh.
Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
Oh, come on, man. I just said, welcome to Revachol.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't... But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job.
Silence. The air between them. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Whatever you say, officers. Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation. Apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Yeah, apples? I take it you had other questions? Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's apples.
Apples is exact.
Look, as detective. I come from a long line of lorrymen. Oh, I'm here to pick up a load of fucking apples, man. Just...
Koiko may be another derogative. For a person from Grad, you think?
Yep, it's one of their main exports.
In fact, Yekokata is a desolate wasteland whose name literally translates to Zone of Ecological Catastrophe. It features no scenic vistas and supports virtually no plant or animal life.
Yeah? Says who? Then, I guess they grow apples somewhere else. You can never really tell with those koikos. They're everywhere.
He means the people living in Grad.
Yeah, you know, Gradniks, Gradvolk. Those degenerates from Grad. Hey, if the name and description fit by the very grace of nature, who am I to say otherwise? Did you miss the part where I said they aren't here yet? Besides, even if I did...
Relax. You've got all you can get here. He probably doesn't even know what he's hauling. Even if it...
Yeah, they're a big deal. My great-grandfather was a carter. Had a royal license and everything. We've tried to hold on to our privileges. Sure fucking is. We have a guild and everything, huh? Very ancient. Very prestigious. Hell no. It's a guild. Invitation. Trusting street thugs with their goods is going to fuck up. It's about not the most popular topic nowadays, with a coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like... I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books, huh? The science of racial theory has all been proved. Even if people who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that. Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? An unfortunate downturn, maybe? Huh? When members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate... The problem? The dam keeps our shore...
Cultural victory? What is this then?
It's what the keeps of Boogie Street are going for. It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? Don't push your luck, Runt.
Yes?
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eye. inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. It's nothing. So glad you asked. When junior researcher Olari Tal invented Eternite in the Vartna Polytechnic Institute some 30-odd years ago, he thought it would last forever. It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack. Because it's nice and orderly, rhythmic pattern calms your mind. Mammals like this stuff. No, there's more to this. You get this strange, hard to say. It's gone now. Feelings pass, you see. Especially the small ones. This trash container is locked. The sliding, there's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still. Well, it is a container. Maybe your
Trash? Food waste from the cafeteria? They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence too. What do you mean, feel? We could try using a pry bar, the one you took from my motor carriage, or... We might want to ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one. And he also has information.
Well, it is a container. Maybe you're prioritizing it.
Trash? Food waste from the cafeteria? They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in.
G'day to you, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that is...
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock. I'm keeping him company and eating this salami.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man in a yellow shirt and grey overalls waving at you from across the canal.
Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you, officer? I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird.
The words, Daredevil Driver.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Sure thing. Want some too, officer?
Why not?
Well, there's the fishing village. Yeah, not really much else. Just...
couple of indicator lights. This panel usually closes. You pull the lever all the way up and nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happened. A spring brings the lever back to its original position. Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored? You pull the lever all the way up until nothing happens. Nothing happened. A spring brings the lever. Wasn't there a sign over there? Typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps. The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has... This would make quite a statement in your living room.
$700 real. A bargain, I dare say. There's also the matter of rewiring, but the most important transformation is the light's placement among... It's not often that... What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
I haven't had any problems myself, though some of my customers have complained.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained. Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly...
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as if truth be told.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now receive...
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find her.
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where...
A needle in a haystack.
You...
With Kim here too. That just sounded really, really bad.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of... And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emission.
He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you.
You weren't quiet yourself. You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight. When I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it. Then I agreed to take it.
The light swirls in his face and glasses. He doesn't know what to say.
Of course. Sure thing. Sure, man. I doubt it, but I can try and I do my best to keep my distance.
He doesn't know anything. The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
Let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps.
There's a pile of cheap sunglasses.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles, right?
These are all boring. Those UV stickers are almost certainly just there for the show.
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, superb material. Oh, very interesting choice.
This is how a sea monster sees them. Yes, but they also make your soul quiver like jello. So deep.
Wow, officer! You look so cool! And they can be yours for a mere $3.
The lieutenant tilts his head and steps back, eyes narrowed.
You look like a musician. Like a blind musician. But you could do worse. Take them if you want.
Abort. These are hideous. What's...
Damn, officer! You look like a mega secret spy.
No, you are definitely not buying those.
Are you sure? But they look so good on you. You should think this through, officer.
You see a Samaran street.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool. You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang. You're right, officer. 100%. No playing around.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there.
Oh, okay. But why, officer? An investment? What kind of investment? Fair point. You can't have a successful business without a loyal customer. What? Only a fiver? You can't even buy a pack of Royal. 10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You got it, my man. Me? It's a boring...
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the Samaran Isola. Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when the Seaguy archipelago was colonized by Revachol. It's a bit of a slur, in other words.
That's right, officer. But it's a bad scene for business. Hey! Why not support this look? Only the coolest goods in Revachol. I've got sneakers, speakers, extremely comfy pants. I'm an entrepreneur, officer. I've got good joke, officer. It's beautiful. Beautiful freedom.
It is, yes. Anyone can set up...
That's right. No permits, no bureaucracy. That's why this city and its law officials are so cool. Hyper cool. No need for discounts at ceilings, office.
But did he first mark them up 100%, just so that he could put them on sale? Yes, it's a business secret. Let him keep it.
Anything for you. The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. One.
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the Flasky re-
Good one, officer. Don't worry. We here have solidarity with the art. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife? You know, serious business.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
My friend, I respect the right to roam. I don't operate in that...
If it's so simple, why...
I walk right past Measurehead? Yeah, the 2.5-meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him. Then press the button to unlock the door. Then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure it's... Or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview. Or... maybe it actually is completely impossible. Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy... Sure. Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. Of course, Policia. It wasn't me. You can rule me out.
Should we? He's nice. I don't like. He didn't do it. It's the truth.
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Don't say anything. Size him up first.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, I'm Sandwich. What is this androgynous display of sexual maturity?
Merely standing up makes you sweat profusely. Your breathe...
Stop it! You are embarrassing yourself in front of this woman. This display of weakness may appeal to older women with a stronger maternal instinct, but it is a liability here on Battlefield Martinet.
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
You have succumbed to Al Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick. No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving up.
Show him the hand still got it. Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
Look at my craniology. I am the pinnacle of my haplogroup. The pink blob is a bad example. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has... You will be superseded.
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
That is right. You should leave this stage of hate. Bring your troops to this. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al-Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Meshahet's race theory. He would take you as one of his own. Well, not as such. What you do with the mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. You could reject the findings, sure, or accept them and become an advanced racist.
Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this.
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He also, to serve, is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is like... Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race descent. Everywhere around you. The fruits of its... Above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth culture? Rock and roll music? Rock and roll is moribund. Only Khoikos listen. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminese race. The South Island race, haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the... We are the future. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulembuir are with... No. I have heard about...
He would be appreciative if you did not further chase this line of inquiry in front of the women.
I'm from Couronne, and no, it is not just in Revachol. The city is central to the Simony strategy. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come.
I think this racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be the really good one.
That will be there.
He will grant us 3.
Your pedomorphic friend has quick wits. A protruding occiput and an indented zygomatic bone.
The lieutenant does not.
You should keep him close. The congenital racists are generally not very good. I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a free...
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, his earlobes could be small.
That atavistic stigmata makes pussy say yes, plenty.
Babe, thanks. But I got this.
You have him off guard now. He's preoccupied with his situation with his woman. Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and then, to you, he lets out an audible
You are obviously a liberal, Sailorite. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of microtechnology and your sartorial choices. Do not deny your friend the truth you have denied yourself. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you need education on? I knew you would go straight for the vile cauldron. Everyone does.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, it just...
Yes, it would seem nonsensical.
Those are the Simones, the Areopagites, and the Occidentals, excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile. They are all lactose intolerant, a common result of inbreeding. A receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades. In Maun cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet and little green tassels on their hats. The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient meteor, the other large mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. True, they are overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music and eat toxic minced meat-based food. As proven by the Maun and the Mesk, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Seminese and the Areopagite are on the ascent. The indigenous people of this, the Insulindian archipelago, the Seminese inhabit the southern islands. I am Seminese, from the stock of Ulumbuir on Ile de Fantôme. The Areopagites are the master race of the Ile Maran peasants. The Seminese are descendants of the Areopagites. We came here during a heroic migration from Ile Maran to Ansuland, thousands of years before the lactose-intolerant Maun Occidentals discovered this place. The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Seminese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericarnassus. Ancient brains rest in their slender skulls. The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Simeno-Areopagite, or Simeopagite super race. That is all. There are no more Type A races in the world.
Nature was not capable of more.
Type B are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the great race.
The Khoikos of Grad, Yugo, Zhimsk, Chest et al. Are what you would call white, officer, in a suspect description.
Yes, to an untrained eye, the Khoiko appear white and pinkish, like a hand sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see. They are often indistinct. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination that the Grad people have undergone for drinking Al Rul and smoking the degenerate tobacco herb. The Khoiko, the countless micronationalities of Grad, are all inexplicably obsessed with potard. The only thing they like.
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
They are microscopic. The Semeno-Areopagite superstate will cover the entire remaining planetary crust, uninterrupted. From Holy Semenine to the Boreal Plateau of Katla. Its leaders will be the genetic epitome of the Semenese and Areopagite stock. The Revacholians, halfway between Type A and the Racial Cauldron. Two makes to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little evolution, which was the single greatest failure committed by humans in our 82,000...
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The mysteries of the people of this planet are a tragedy that has played out countless times over, like a fever dream of skin, hair, and bone. Wake. The revolution came to Ravachol from Grad. The revolution is fatal familial insomnia. A hereditary prion condition passed from the Koiko to the Occidentals. But not sexually. Probably through trade routes and potate acid, the prime component of the potato plant. Enough of Tibet mediocrity. Tips CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Your morbid interest in them worries me. Lesser races like the mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a masked woman and a Seminese man. Only possible if the mother is masked and the father Seminese. The other way around, they fail to produce offspring. The mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey. All they have left is to ride customized motor carriages with hydraulic suspension, listening to aggressive El Mariachi music too.
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
You are right. You have misunderstood.
The sage will not budge on this.
Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. Are you sure you wish to know of the Simino Koiki Chimera? It is not an aesthetic site. The Koiko, as you know, are very servile, especially when they meet the rich man. Racial scientists have toyed with the idea this will never happen. The Simonese and the Koiko may have similar, but enough. It is cruel to entertain ourselves. You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved it. You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly. Those I receive. You know them by the names of
Mahoon is a derogative term for first world people in some municipalities.
The Maun are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity and tassel-centric culture. The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and the other large mondial civilization, the Mesk, overproduction of sebum. As proven by the Maun and the Mesk, Occidental type A. The Areopagites are sleek. The latter is...
Nature was not capable of more.
Type B.
The Koikos of Grad. You go?
To an untrained, pinkness is the Koiko.
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
Revacholians, halfway between...
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history?
The revolution came to Ravachol from... The revolution is fatal familial. Enough of Tibet mediocre. Tips CF are a museum of failed chimera. It would be cruel. Tips CF are lesser race. The mosquito...
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
Then there is the Simino Koiki. That is understandable. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Your love for disco music, there is nothing funky about them. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease.
How did this happen? Your little fist is in his giant hand.
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk. Say it. I am a degenerate alcoholic. Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further.
Hey. Psst. Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again. Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love, too? So, what about all that communism you've promised to build? Word on the street is, you've woken up from 1,000. You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That funky style, very funky. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or, oh yeah, get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot random civilians, because that won't get us. I'm not even sure the one bullet my chamber holds would even prick that hook. We are not here on some political quest. We are here to solve a crime. Don't make the situation any more volatile than it already is.
The lieutenant groaned. That's right. You should do it again. It's the last thing he'll be expecting.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
Just like that, instinct took over. A solid strike straight into his throat, into the cartilage. You could swear you felt the soft palate break. The man is reeling, gasping for air. Time stands still around you. In the distance, the sounds of the harbor are falling silent. You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm. your jaw. Yeah, screaming isn't happening on account of extreme shortness of breath. You're just making it worse. Oh, all you feel is pain and weakness. Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant.
The unpromising race people don't be for.
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline, jam, individuality. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race.
Measurehead stoically look.
Don't be for Mr. Clare. Also, to serve.
He looks toward the harbor, motionless, the tattoos on his face like a web of stone. Just like that, instinct took over. A solid strike straight. The man is reeling, gasping for air. Time stands still around you. In the distance, the sounds of the harbor are falling silent. Don't wait. You've only got a millisecond. He's coming too. Time is breaking loose from the stupor. His left hand curls up into a fist.
The unpromising don't be folded.
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it.
Mr. Clare is a man of... above all, I am not surprised you enjoy it so much.
Measurehead stoically looks to the distance, in silence. It has happened again. The Titan has...
Another fit of criminal rage. Who are you in your own good? Now go before you enter cardiac arrest.
Please, stop doing this. You are making us look... Yes?